Welcome back. In 2 weeks, thousands of attendees and more than 200 speakers will flock to the Washington Convention Center to learn about the latest advances in and issues facing cybersecurity. We've got your sneak peek right here with Troy Schneider, president of Billington Cybersecurity. Troy, I watched your interview with last year leading up to the summit. You said AI was woven into nearly every conversation, either on stage or in the hallways. Anything different this year? Anything to the, nuance around cybersecurity and artificial intelligence?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, George. And yeah, it's getting harder and harder to sort of separate conversations about AI from cyber, from broader IT modernization. It's all one interrelated challenge. I think the big difference this year is that for a while the focus on AI and cyber was about the threats. Threats that how bad actors could use AI, risks that come with the AI models, and how to start to address those. I think you're seeing the conversation pivot. That's still very important and lots of challenges to address there. But there's a lot more talk and a lot more actual work being done on how to use AI to help the defenders and sort of leverages it as a tool, particularly for log analysis and other things. But there's a sense that maybe the benefits of it in the cyberspace will move pretty quickly to outweigh the risks.
What are we seeing right now relative to the priorities of the Trump administration in that cybersecurity lane? I mean, I mentioned the number of speakers at the Billington Summit this year. Big slice of leadership all across the board. What are some common themes that have emerged relative to the Trump administration's push for more secure operations?
Sure. I mean, yeah, we're really excited by the lineup. We've got both the politicals and the career folks. And as you know, cyber is a pretty nonpartisan space. So there's a lot of consistency about the themes and what's really important, what people are focused on. But I think at a high level, you've seen this administration focus on kind of sharing the load, tightening the focus of what CISA is supposed to do and maybe putting more of that responsibility back on state and local governments in some ways. There's definitely some talk about thinking about holistic cybersecurity or offensive cybersecurity of how to have a little bit of active deterrence in that space. And they're certainly leaning hard into how to use AI as a tool in the toolbox for broader cybersecurity.
I'm going to steal on that phrase, holistic cybersecurity. Sure. The landscape is much more international than it's ever been, certainly reflected in this year's agenda. I mean, you have speakers from the UK, from Australia, from Canada. I do want to reference his name because without reading it, I would totally butcher it, but I'm most excited about Ivan Kalabashkin. He's the deputy head of the cyber department for the Security Service of Ukraine. What do you expect the U.S. public sector is going to get out of some of these international speakers? Sure.
Well, I mean, a couple things there. With Ukraine in particular, it has taught us so much about modern warfare, unfortunately in a lot of ways. But one of those lessons is how cyber is being woven in, and it's just another domain. And we've known that. That's why the U.S. has Cyber Command. But to see in real time how cyber attacks, how cyber defense efforts are playing into more traditional kinetic warfare, it is, unfortunately, a learning lab for modern conflict. So that's for the Ukraine example in particular. But internationally, it just comes down to that cliche that cyber is a team sport. We've also got a lot of state, local officials there, and of course the industry partners. There's very little about cybersecurity that can be limited to just DoD or just FedCiv. It's going to involve our allied nation partners. It's going to involve state and local critical infrastructure. And so what we see is that our attendees and our speakers, they're just very excited to be able to compare notes and trade ideas with people who are facing similar challenges from different perches in government.
Troy Schneider, President, Billington Cybersecurity. Good luck with this year's summit,
Thanks,
Troy.
George. Appreciate it.